So today I wanted to talk about a situation that occurred this last week with me and my wife. We decided to clean out our storage room, which no one has been wanted to tackle at for the last 40 years. And in the process of doing that, we discovered two boxes of old photographs, pictures in our early life, right? And so my question today, so we had this big discussion. I said, throw them out. We haven't looked at them in 40 years. Who's going to want to look at them? And so Gail sort of got sort of emotional about that. And then we sort of had a big chat and a compromise. And I thought, how many of you 60 people that are listening to the show today have boxes of old pictures? And what do you think we should do with these boxes of old pictures? Now, there be many of you who will say, I know Ray Baxter sent me a very detailed list of how he digitized all his pictures and put them online. Is that something that should be done? Or do you think if you do put them online, do you think anyone's going to look at them? Do you think that we should just leave them in the storage room, and after we die, the kids will have to do something with them, right? So we don't want to deal with it, right? It's sort of an emotional thing. And I was thinking about it because it's actually quite different now. You see, what happened with us is we got married, we had our first child, and we had time, and I was building up my practice, and so Gail started making photo books. So we have some albums. But then child number 2 came along, and oh my gosh, we got super busy. And then we started taking all these holidays and traveling, and and so we didn't have time to make photo books. So all those cruises and everything that we went on, they just got put in the storage room in the box where we put all our pictures, right? Then, of course, 20 years ago or 25 years ago, digital pictures came along, and that all changed. Can you imagine if you went on holidays with your family now? Most of your kids would have cell phones. They'd all be taking digital pictures, right? So what would you have? A common album, maybe on Google Photos, and you sort of put all your favorite pictures in there, and they'd all be stored. But back when we were, back when all of us, and I'm going to say that all the 60 people here, it was different. We had slides, we had Ektachrome, we had Kodachrome, we had all sorts of, we had physical things that we took, we actually have stored now. And so it'll never happen again. We'll never be in this. We're the last of a group of people that actually took physical pictures. And now we have these pictures. What are we going to do with them? So I wanted just to address a couple of things. I was going to get everybody's impression and do a question and answer thing, but I think with time, I want to just share my screen, and I want to talk just give you some tips on what we decided and some things that you might want to consider. So I'm just going to share my screen. And can you see Tech for Seniors? Can you see that, Hewie? Is it up? Can you see the pictures here from Google Photos?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So the first thing that here is the box of pictures out of our storage room, and it's sort of a mess. A lot of them were in frames and stuff like that. So we decided to take them out of the frames. Now, so there are plenty of videos around that show how to digitize and get a scanner and put them up into Google Photos or wherever you want to store them online. I did a video which I showed you earlier in the Tech for Seniors, and I'll put the link in the video in our show notes today on how to do a photo album in 13 minutes. I don't know if you remember the 150 pictures I did in 13 minutes. But what I wanted to tell you that even better than that, I'm going to show you a picture that I took. Now, this is what I want to talk about today is just taking a picture of the photograph. Now this is a picture, and I'm purposely showing it this way. This is a picture taken in 1914, and this is a picture of my wife's mother. All right, so this is no, this is actually Gail. Yeah, this is Gail's mom, Peggy. So I took my Pixel 3 and I took a picture of it. So I wanted to show you this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to edit this. So we're going to come up and I'm going to click the button. Sorry, come over here and we're going to come down here and we're going to actually edit this a little bit. And if we want to sort of move it around a little bit, we can sorry, don't want to do that. But if I wanted to just change the way it looks here, we can just move it a little bit like this, and maybe move it a little bit like this. This is when she was, this was taken in 1914. And so we can say now this is done. And we would click here, and this is now, this is the picture that we have. So what I wanted to tell you, it's so easy to simply, if you have an old picture, just take it out of the frame and take your regular digital camera, like on your phone, and just take a picture of it. And you will, and instantly you'll have a digital picture. Now I wanted to show you some of the pictures that I did. These are simply pictures, old pictures of our family, and I just took a picture of them. This is not scanning them. It's not using photo scan. This is simply taking a picture of this is my dad. He was on the golf course. This was my mother. And this was a family portrait we had, and this is, again, the family. Now, this is a blast from the past. This is another reason why you actually should go through your pictures and do something. That's Gail. And I'm going to show you another one that's even more crazy. Who in the world is that? Now, you're going to say that's when I was 12 years old, right? But it's not, because I don't ever remember this picture being taken. But if you look at Gail's ring here, that means we were married. In fact, I had already graduated from medical school, and I don't even look old enough to shave in that picture, you know. And that's it was pretty cool. So I threw that on Facebook and said, "Guess who this is?" And thank you for all you people that gave some neat comments on it. It was sort of fun. So taking these pictures that you have in these boxes, and simply just taking them out of the frame. Just take your camera, take a picture of it. It's so easy to edit in Google Photos or whatever program you want, and you can and put it online, and bingo, you've got your pictures. So I thought I would just tell you about that today because it's so simple to do. You don't have to buy a scanner. It's not laborious. Just take a picture of it. And in fact, these required very little editing to do. I just cropped them a bit, and they were just taken on my desk right here in my office. And those are the pictures that, and we put them in an album called Family Pictures, and boom, it's done. It's so simple. So all I'm going to do is take those boxes of pictures. Gail's going to sit there and she's going to put each picture down. I'm going to take a picture of it, and boom, we'll have them all up in the cloud before we know it. And you know, it's fun for Gail and I to look at them. Will somebody else ever look at them? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show everyone today. We can maybe have a talk. If we got some time at the end, we can talk about what you want to do. Do you want to leave them in the box and not deal with it? Do you want to, you know, what are you going to do with these pictures? We're the only people left. We'll never, the next generation will never have to deal with this, but we will. So I just thought, well, it's an interesting dilemma. All right.
I hope I still have the sound on. I may not. Right now, that's not saying. If you do a lot of screen captures for presentations and so on, I highly suggest something called Snagit.
We can hear it.
Good.
Yeah, we can hear it.
And this is what it looks like. You'll also see it up here that it's a drop down. And it doesn't have to be there. I can turn that. That's a feature I can turn off. And there's also some presets that you can have. Now, there's so many different things that you can do with Snagit, and I'm just going to show you a couple of things. One is the scrolling that you can do. So I'm going to change this to scrolling window, and I'm going to open up a website. And Marshall, I am going to pick on you today, because he's the webmaster of this. And I'm going to go to the stug.org website, and he's got a great website. Lots of information. The one thing about the website, and some websites are like this, others are not, but when I reduce the size of the screen, you have to scroll. Some change the size automatically, but let's say you're on a website like the Stug and you want a screen capture of this whole website page. What do you do? With Snagit, I can say I want a scrolling window, and then I want to capture it. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit capture. Notice the arrows. That means it's going to scroll as it captures. I'm going to come down to this one here. It says scroll the entire, capture the entire scrolling area. Watch what it does. It moves down, moves over and up, and over a little bit more, gets the rest of it. I'm not touching this. It's doing it all automatically. It's processing the capture. And now it opens up the Snagit editor. You'll see the whole page here. Excuse me, and that's 15% of its size. If we make it the actual size, you'll see here that I have this as an entire page, and I can then I can mark it up, I can do things on it, I can put some shapes on it, I can do some arrows to it and so on. And when I'm done with it, I can say I want to save it as, I can put it wherever I want, give it a name, and then save it, and it will save it as either a PNG, a GIF, a JPEG, and all these other formats as well. You can save it in any one of those and then use it for later. So, and then once you've got that large picture, you can go back and then crop out various pieces and parts of it and have all of your captures in one from one source. So that's one of the things I really like about Snagit. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you that you can do with Snagit is you can grab text. So I am going to now, instead of looking at Marshall's website, I'll minimize this and close the editor. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to open up, let's see, I'm going to open up the documents, presentations, I'm going to go to the browsers, and I've got, oh gosh, I got this long list of items. And let's see, I'm going to say, okay, let's go ahead and grab all this text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say in here, I've already got it set for grab text. I'm going to say capture, and I want to capture just all of that. So I'm going to say, okay, there, it's grabbing the text. I click copy all, and then I can either open it up in my Notepad, which is a straight text editor. You'll notice it then loses all of its formatting and doesn't, it's there, but it's, you know, it may not be what you want. But if you open up WordPad, and both of these programs are free Windows accessories, but you can open it in whatever program you want. But when I do it in this, I have a nice list of everything, and you'll notice that I can highlight these. This is all text, and then I have it all as text. So it's a very nice feature. Now there's one other thing in Snagit that I really like is the ability, let's come back over here and we'll close this and close this, and we're going to stay right where we're at because I want to go over here. One of the other things that I can do is I can look at the presets, and I have some presets. Let's look at the one that I have set for browsers, and I can actually create a hotkey, and then I have some settings. If I go into the edit settings, you'll see one of the things I can do, I can share the file, and I can say automatic file naming, and I can automatic name the files. I can give it a prefix. So this one I call browsers underscore, and I want to number them with 4 digits starting with the number 1. So it's going to be 0001. So it's going to be browser 0001 for the first picture, and then thereafter, and you'll see what that means here in just a second. And I'm going to cancel that. And then also under that same thing, under fixed folder, I can point where I'm going to send that. And right now I've got it, I have it going to over here under, let's see, we're going to close the Snagit editor. We're going to show you here that under, I've got a folder called screen captures. And notice as I took pictures of each, as I went through, as soon as I took a screen capture, it named it browsers underscore 003.jpg, and it was done. And then I found something else I wanted to capture. It gave it the next name, 4, and then 5, and then I went in and edited some of them, and so that's why there's a second name to them. But notice 44, 45, 46, 47. So all you have to do, so if you're doing a process and you want to document it, you just tell it, okay, I want to, and let me show you what I mean by that, is I can just say, okay, we're going to, the preset is there, and we're going to go to browsers, and I can close this. And so I've got it under browsers. And so all I have to do is bring the arrow down here, click that. I say, okay, what do I want? I want this part right here that's highlighted. I click it, and I got it. So it's there, and I say, okay, take a picture. I may not have it set up right. Again, this is a new computer. It's going to, it automatically puts it in there, or it should have, and when it does, I can look down here, and it's going to be the first open number. So because I've deleted some, we may not find it right away, but it puts it right in the folder, and I'm done with it, and I go on to the next item. So I don't have to stop, and you'll notice a couple of windows popped up. Well, normally, if I've been working with this, it will just do it automatically, and I'm ready to continue on with what I'm doing. And it saves the picture, it names it, puts it where I want it, and they're all there together. And so that's Snagit. Okay, they rate it, PC Magazine rates it 4.5, excellent. The pros are it's flexible and powerful. It's integrated, you can actually make a GIF. You can create a GIF out of it. You can do panoramic scrolling, captures, drop-down menus, borders and image effects, exports to cloud storage, mobile app, Wi-Fi syncing, and has OCR functionality. The con is it's expensive. It runs about $50. However, if you're doing a lot of training, you can consider yourself an educator. You can go into their education page and order the education version of it, and it's about half the price, and they don't ask where you're teaching, or they don't ask anything about it. You just, but make sure, be honest with them. If you're using it to teach people, then by all means you can purchase it cheaper. Otherwise, it's $50. And then each year there's a newer version that comes out, and the update's about $25. The education update is about $15. It's a great program. I've been using it since the early 2000s, probably the late 1900s. I first saw it at a Comdex, and got a free version of it at their booth, and have been using it ever since, and I've updated it over the years. So I highly recommend it. If you do a lot of screen captures, it's a great program to have in your arsenal.